So I don't know what it is, but whoever at Konami is digging into my past, blowing off dust off of my old decks, and making them relevant in 2020 while we're in this pandemic. I love you. I'm just gonna say I love you. Another deck I used to run was the Sacred Beast. Back when you had to put three continuous spells to summon Haman, three continuous traps to bring out Uriah, and that was back when there was no exceeds, no synchros. It was the GX, so it was just fusions and levels. So with level limit area B and gravity bind, you used to be able to stop them from doing anything. They couldn't attack or anything unless they could go under it with weaker monsters, and then distribute those trap cards to summon Uriah, or the continuous spell cards, which where there was so much, including that continuous spell chain burn, I think it is, that you have to pay 500 life points to put a monster or anything on the field. I used to run that with my Sacred Beast build, and the meta was extremely slow, so I got off some wins, and you do lose as well, but you only had MSC to worry about. But it was a fun deck I used to love, and I wouldn't say competitive because there really was no meta back then besides the same few decks I just topped. But I love the deck myself no matter what, and the fact that they came out with brand new support just makes it so much broken. So we spiced it up. We've seen all these deck builds. Everybody's claiming they know how to play Sacred Beast, and they're making their version of the best, but not every person plays every deck. So, but a few make a few good points. So, you give credit where credit is due. But as a player who actually ran Sacred Beast, I just love it. And then I remembered with this new support, an old card, like you ever seen pop a card out of a pack and said, this card is before its time, it's useless. And then as soon as this deck came out, I instantly thought of the card, and when it comes up, I'll show you. And I'm like, it just locks them down. Like, it's just broken. So it's gonna be a spicy deck, and you can run this deck without an extra deck, but you recur monsters so much, you would plus and take it to a whole other level if you actually had invest in your extra deck. So we've invested in our extra deck with what we've play tested and everything, and we got our extra deck. We don't have all the cards we want. I'm not in my place, I'm in my girl's place, so I have a few cards over there I want to get for it, but on the most part I got 13 cards for here. I'm missing 2, and my deck is complete the way I want for now. It's a 40 card deck. We got our tokens and our extra deck, so the side deck can be whatever you want. We'll jump into this and do a few combos. You'll see the basics and everything. So let's start off obviously with the main deck. So the way we run it, we have one shimmish whatever scraper. It's perfect for discarding and making Raphael double attack, and then if you tribute Haman for Raphael, he becomes 8, and then with him is freaking 16, so you can OTK like no matter what you're punching him. And since he's the main monster, we're running 2 Raphaels, 1 Haman, and 1 Uriah, because we do run the spell. So you want one set in graveyard or wherever they're at any point in time, so you can play the spell card to bring out the fusion if you want. But if you have the field lock, you're good with Haman. Even you can bring out Uriah and he will not get destroyed with the combo I'll show you. But you guaranteed want to see these 2 on the field, guaranteed. And if they're playing back row, like even if it's one per turn, like you'll be popping it with him. And with the combo, your monsters will not be destroyed by battle or card effect. Then for the other monsters that go with these, they're Stratos, Dark Beckoning Beasts. Summon him. You can search out anything. You can search them out, or the anything that lists them. This little guy, Chaos Summoning Beast, lets you special summon any of these, not him, any of these, by attributing him to special summon them. Now that's ignoring their special conditioning. So if you do play the trap, you can't bring them back because they weren't successfully summoned. Also, you summon send to grave, special summon any of these, and while in graveyard, you can remove it from play to bring out the spell cards. So off of 1/2, you get them to the field, bring the field card, and then plus 2 more. So you're replenishing your hand basically, and then the field card allows them to be not targeted or destroyed by card effects. And we went with 2 Dark Summoning Beasts because opening hand, if you draw at least the spell card with him, you guarantee to have 2 Sacred Beasts on the field, but you'll need him. You basically need these 3 and the spell card. And you'll have 2 Sacred Beasts on the field. Move these to the side. I'm gonna try to go through the combos after. I don't want it to be a long video. I mean, I know it'll have your attention, but alright. So let's move these up a little. This is their deck. So the spell card I was talking about is Opening of the Spirit Gates. This lets you search out any of them or any card that lists. Not only that, it gives you a recurrency, like let's say the next card, Cerulean Skyfire. And I love this card, and I'll explain a few reasons, but let's say you have an even better thing. You have 1 on the field activated, 1 in hand. You can discard this from your hand to the grave to bring back any of the other monsters and just go into and summon another one, like the following turn or whatever the case is. Then activate second effect, bring back a continuous spell, because it does not say you can't bring itself back. Bring it back to your hand, then play it, and then search out something. So discard first to bring back anything you need that's in the graveyard, and then bring it back with its own effect to bring it to your hand, and then search. What I love about Cerulean Skyfire, if anybody doesn't know the wording, it stops Super Poly. It does not negate the activation, but it negates its effect. So Super Poly's effect, Super Poly's wording is the activation of this card cannot be negated. This is not negating the activation, it's negating the effect. So you can look up the rulings. It does stop Super Poly. And I love it. I've been playing online. Everybody tries to Super Poly my field because they're sighting in the 10 watt whatever monster, or going into whatever other plays, and they try to Super Poly. And while I have Cerulean Skyfire on the field, and you need Haman on the field, when they play Super Poly, the way it'll work is Super Poly's not being negated, so they're playing it, but then this will go second, and you turning Haman to defense mode to negate its activation, its effect. You're negating its effect. You're not negating the card, so it plays around Super Poly's protection. So Super Poly can be stopped. You don't have to worry about Super Poly. And just to let you know, if you didn't know, the wording is everything. To Fall in Paradise, I used to play 1, but it gets popped often, at least 1, so you need a backup. So I run 2, and of course give it protection. So even if they MSC this or Twin Twister, pop this will still stay on the field, and then you can bring this back with Spiritual Gates. Any continuous spell you can bring back to your hand is for free. So even if they pop this, next turn you just bring it back to your hand, replay it. 1 dimension destruction. So if you have them, like you have 2 on the field and 1 in your hand, you can just remove them, and you still have the second one on the field for whatever. And then we got the 3, pretty much their version of Mystic Mine. So either way, I'm pissing somebody off and annoying them. So with 1 on the field, at least 1, they're gaining life points like crazy. Their attack is going to your life points. So you could easily go over 10k, and I say that for a reason. You have 2 Sacred Beasts. You go, you're negating anything that can activate that they control. So it's hand, field, or graveyard. This is a Mystic Mime. As long as you have 2 of these on the field for them, then you have to negate anything. So If you have the setup, at least these two with both of them on the field, you can negate any spell or trap card, so you don't really have to worry about MST or anything. Um, or and then their monsters are knocked down, so you could pretty much lock down the field with them, and then they're so easy to bring out with a 2-card combo. And I say over 10,000 life points because it's like I instantly, once I saw this gives you life points, and then the field card protects them from effects that target or being destroyed. I instantly remember a card that came out a while ago, and it just instantly popped in my head. I know there's duelists. Like, give me a thumbs up if you are that duelist that a card comes out before its time and you go, this card is useless. But then when the card is relevant, it pops in your head like, oh shit, I know how to play this card. Like when One Day of Peace came out, I instantly played it with Appropriate. I'm like, Appropriate is broken with One Day of Peace, Exodia. Same with Mystic Mind, and I played it with Exodia or any other card. So the card I'm talking about is Child's Play. Each time your opponent's monsters, he summons a monster, you get 300 life points. And if your life points is over 10,000 life points, your monsters can be destroyed by battle. So think about it. Pairing it with these, like you're opening, you have your perfect setup open, you play, and then you end your turn, you play this trap, you have at least, even if you have just one, like you're gaining life points off of this like crazy. Plus the life points you gain from this. It's a easy, they summon one monster, let's say they summon an 18 hitter, you're getting 1800 life points from this, 300 life points from this, you're over 10,000. Now, with the field card, they cannot be targeted, they cannot be destroyed by card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by battle. So even if they manage to get a monster that goes over 4,000, your Sacred Beast is staring at them like, alright, I'm not going nowhere. I can't be destroyed by card effect or battle because of Child's Play in combo with Awakening of the Sacred Beast. Like, I instantly thought about this when it came out. As soon as it came out, I'm like, and then I had it, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run it at 2 at least. So you want to see this? This is your Mystic Mind, and then this stops your monsters from being destroyed. So even with these 2 cards, even if you have, let's say you summon Uriah, like you got more than enough life points. You have one of them on the field, no matter who it is, and Uriah on the field in defense mode. He has 0 defense. But because you have over 10,000 life points, he cannot be destroyed by battle. So obviously put him in defense mode. And then they set a card. If they want to set a card, you draw immediately Uriah's effect. Pop their back row. They cannot chain it to Uriah's effect. Getting rid of their back row, and then you continue your plays from there. Isn't that broken? That's the spice that we have. We got some more spice. Don't go nowhere. And then, you want to bait stuff out, or you just want to have extra protection. So as long as you have your setup, why not go for Iron Dragon Timation? Like, as long as you have 3 cards in the same column, even if they're playing defense mode, you could just get rid of it, special summon it. Hold on. Love this combo. It locks them, and your Sacred Beasts aren't going nowhere. So we run two of these. And the whole deck is turning basically into a dark deck, so it's surrounded by Ravael. And then I figured, even if they manage to pop one of your back row, because that's what they're going to try to pop, like especially if you do the lock, they're going to want to pop your back row. So alright, they're popping your back row. This card I thought about would be perfect for it. It's a 3k beater and a dark. If one of your cards get destroyed by card effect or battle, so even if you just set a monster and it gets destroyed, you can special summon him, and then you can discard. Let's say you have a continuous spell, discard a continuous spell or trap or whatever the case is, and you get to pop one of their cards. So you could pop their monster if it's good to go. You could pop their back row. So while your monster gets destroyed by battle, you summon him, discard a card, pop one of their cards. Then, if you discarded a spell card with spiritual gates, you could just bring that spell card back. So you're not going negative. Like, you're just helping him out, helping yourself out. And then, since the whole deck's darks, and even with spiritual gates, I found myself bringing back dark monsters like crazy. Like, you're bringing back the summoning beast and the other one. Like, they all have 0 attack. So it's 3, 6, 8 targets you're gonna bring back by discarding any spell card for summoning gates to just bring them back. So, and then if they special summon a monster, he gives you a dark level 1 token. So there's so much you can do with it. I'm gonna try to record a better video because I know my videos play wise like suck because I'm recording with my phone. But why not Super Poly? This will push for game. And what I like about this card, it says 1 per turn if a card is destroyed by a battle or card effect. So with this card, it's not only your cards. It doesn't say your cards. It says when any card is destroyed by battle or card effect. Any cards. So you can attack one of their monsters. It gets destroyed by battle. You can special summon him for free. A free 3000 Dark Hitter. And then attack. Like, let's say you have him. You brought back one of the Sacred Beasts and you linked it away into Linkaribo. You attack, destroy their monster, attack with Linkaribo. After you destroy their monster, special summon him. 3000. Attack with Linkaribo. Super Poly. Discard one of the other cards. He's a dark, Linkaribo's a dark. Go for the 28 dark monster. And that's, what, 60 something damage right there. Like, there's so much you can do with it. And it's like, basically a dark deck. Mixed with like a little light fire. Fire. And of course, you gotta watch out for those hand traps, so play the generic Call of the Grave protection. You need the 1-for-1. You can get monsters in the graveyard very fast, so why not at least 1 Pot of Avarice? So you can recycle another free draw tool that doesn't conflict with the field card. Then for the last traps, I play 1 Starlight Road. So if they want a Twin Twister or something, I'll negate and get a free Stardust on the field. But if you wanted to, keep it dark. Go for Dark Sacrifice. Why not? Right? They try to pop one in your back row. Negate it. And you can send any of the lower tier dark monsters to the graveyard. They all have grave effects. Well, 2 of them have grave effects. So that's 2/3. And one of them you can remove it, get your field card. The other one you can remove it, search out a Sacred Beast. So you can protect your deck while sending one to the grave or whatever you need and just plus it from there. Or you can play Dark Sacrifice, send the one that special summons from your hand, and then recycle that with summoning gates. Like, it's so much utility you can use. Like, it's so busted. Like, I'll show you what I mean. Extra deck. So obviously we run you just need 1. Basically it turns into 10,000 attack. You take no damage or anything. It can't be destroyed by battle. And with the lock, like, it's really broken. Like, your light points go up the wall. I posted 1 video, so I don't know if you can see it. My light points went over like 60,000. Like, the guy kept trying, and then to the point he just surrendered. And it was like literally like a 25-minute duel online. And you got the Credit Plant for 3 darks. Super Poly targets. And with Super Poly, it's defensive and offensive because you can break their field. Not only that, but you can set up your own OTKZ if they have nothing. So just going from there. 1 Chimera Tech, you run across Cyber Dragons. I forgot the other fusion in my house. So if you do come across a Cyber Dragon deck, I forgot his name. You can just tribute all their machine monsters and just bring them out for free, clearing their board and not having to worry about anything. They got Starving Venom, which is 2 darks. These are all Super Poly targets. 1 fusion and 1 dark. So even if they bring out their own fusion and it's not a dark type, but it's a fusion, and obviously since they special summon a fusion, you get a token off of Raphael. You can you can use Super Poly to get rid of their fusion and the token since it's a dark, and bring up Predator. So That's basically it. You can look up other fusion cards depending on what you play or what you think you might come across. You can change this lineup, and I still have 2 spots open, so I got to get the cards. But I wanted to put this out while it's like still fresh. Link wise, you can easily make Blackluster Soldier. This is not a budget build. This is a very competitive, spicy build. So, you know, you want to get those good spices to make your ingredients good and make that meal good. You know, you gotta spend a little bread. Uh, this is so funny playing with Relinquish Enema, cause the level 1, you can bring him back, and when you bring him back for free, if they're not paying attention and they're never gonna see it, like they put a monster in that zone, you can link him away, summon an Enema, and just suck up their monster. Like I did that a whole bunch of times, and they never seen it coming. They was like, "What the hell?" Or they kept saying "Nani." I'm like, okay, but that's level 1. Link Karibo, I did a video where you're getting rid of your token and you're protecting him just in case you don't have the setup for your monsters to not be destroyed by battle, but they can be destroyed by a card effect. You could just keep leaking him away, and if they special something else, you get a token, a level 1 dark, so you can do his quick effect, get rid of that, just bring him back, and you're just keeping him like pissed off. I run 2, but you don't really need to, because there are times like you summon the one that gives you an extra normal summon, and you bring the level 1 out. Like next turn, if you already have your setup, you can just plus you're having 2 monsters on the field, go into the dark, why not? And then he'll power him up further. So then if he'll be 45, and then if you use him to discard, he'll be 9,000 because it's doubling his attack. And he's already 45 because he's powered up by Witch. We got the Phoenix. You could get rid of those 2 same monsters just to pop a back row. And then no matter what you do, you can, for next turn, you can Link Cross. And then even with Link Cross, you're basically turning 2 monsters into 3. And you can go into BLS. Cross Sheep. I figured, why not? If I get rid of both of them, and I have let's say I have 3 in the graveyard, and I get rid of the 2 dark monsters, go into Cross Sheep, and then I'll play the spell card to bring out the fusion, and have the fusion under him, and then he brings back one of the other dark monsters. So it's like, alright, getting rid of 2 monsters to summon 2 more, and then I get a free 3rd one. And then of course Stardust Dragon. There's our baby, so if they Twin Twister, you got Starlight Road, negate, then you can summon Stardust Dragon, and it's another free negate and a free monster on field. But if he goes, use his effect to negate something, he stays in graveyard. He doesn't come back because he wasn't successfully synchro summoned. Alright, so I'm pretty sure y'all know the 2-card combo. Opening up, and I'll show you what I mean. He'll basically loop, but the 2 cards that you see everybody using, like all you have to do is open up with these 2 cards, and you have 2 Sacred Beasts on field plus whatever else you have in your hand and their field card and everything else. So what you would do is normal summon, search out either or, doesn't matter. I like searching out him, let's say. Then you play the spell, search out the other one. Then tribute, because you want to do this first. Tribute first to bring him out. Then use his effect to. This is going first. I mean, you can do this if you want. If it's you went second to set up, but it won't matter who you summon. Let's say you summon him, then you use his effect to pitch a card from hand. So you would pitch to grave, and since it's in graveyard first, you can then special summon any of them. So you want to special summon him back. At this point, this is your grave. You use his other effect to remove him from play. Let's say you summon Uriah, if you don't have the setup. Let's say you do have the setup. I would go for Uriah, just in case they have back row, or if you have the spell card, go for Haman. So let's assume we have the spell card, and this deck is so consistent. you would tribute. Tribute, special summon attack mode. Then its other effect, remove him from play, and you get the field card. And then when you play the field card, they're protected, and you get to draw two. But the setup I like is, let's say you also have this in hand, because that was just a 2-card combo, and with Child's Play, and it's busted if you have, let's say these were the other 3 cards you have, you would play Cerulean Skyfire, Child's Play, and set. So then on their turn, this is just broken because basically this was, 5 cards, and you're plussing 2, so there's 2 cards no matter what it is, and you play. Like I said, they summon an 18 hitter. You're going to get 1,800 life points plus the 300 from Child's Play, putting you over 10,000. So you'll be protected from card effects. They can be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Then if they manage to summon something that goes over 4,000, Child Play is in play, and they cannot be destroyed by battle, because your life points is 10,000 and above. So this protects them from being destroyed by battle, by card effects, or anything. Then this also negates all their activations, so it's like basically Mystic Mind for just them. And then if they try to play a spell card, let's say Twin Twister or something to get rid of your back row, because they have to get rid of your back row to do anything to these two, you can just switch him to the fence with Cerulean Skyfire to negate a spell or trap card. And this does negate not the activation of Super Poly, but it negates its effects. Sorry, dropped the card. And basically, like, what I like doing is, like, this is the lock, and you get protection from spell traps by switching him to defense mode. You're getting life points like crazy. It goes over 10,000, so they can be destroyed by card effects or by battle. I was like, they really can't do nothing, so most of the times they scoop, because they can have no monster effects. They can't summon something over 4,000. And then even if they did, it can be destroyed by battle. So I instantly thought about this. Then you're plussing 2, so then let's say you have another next turn, another summoning gates is what I meant is spiritual gates, discard, you bring back a dark, activate its other effect, bring it back to hand. You just got a free monster, like you're recurring monsters like crazy, and you can go into link plays, and it's like the possibilities are endless. Like, and even if you play barrier, they pop barrier, but this is still on the field, or you have another one, you can just bring this back, or any of the spell cards back. So you can run this at 1, but I like it at 2 because I like seeing it, and guarantee with the trap card I like seeing. Dark Sacrifice. It's like, it's so awesome. Very competitive. So even if, let's say you have your lineup and you summon that's engraved still, you already used this effect, switch to defense mode, negated it, but they summon a monster in this line because they want to summon something here. You can Iron Chain to minus, pop your back row. Your cards will get popped too, or whatever's in the column, because it has to be 3 cards in the column. But then you can just use Spirit Gate, get it back, and like, let's say, matter of fact, it was an opening. Just send him to the spot that he's at. Pop the opening. The next turn, they really can't do nothing. Use your Spirit Gates to bring back said Spirit Gates. Discard it. No, since you're bringing it back, just use him, search out something else. Like, you could use him to search out, summon, search out the other one, and you get a free normal summon. So you see what I mean? Like, you get another normal summon, then you can link them. You can link them, or even him. You won't get the protection, but what I mean by protection is like the Blackluster Soldier. You can link him out. He won't get the protection that he gets when you use a level 7 or higher monster to bring him out. So he'll still get his other effects. You destroy one of the monsters, get powered up by 15, or remove something from play, or get the 15 bonus, or next turn attack twice. Or you can, if you wanted to, if you summon another Sacred Beast, just use that to get his full effects. Or just leave your fields. And with this on the field, like I said, the combination, even if you bring out Uriah, put him in defense mode, you're not taking battle damage because he's in defense. And you got continuous back row popping. Like, whatever he sets, you draw. If he's not immediately activating, you're like, alright, I'm activating Uriah's effect. You cannot respond to him. Pop their back row. And since he's in defense mode, you don't have to worry about losing your own light points. And then he's protected by being destroyed by card effect or battle because of Child's Play. And then since you have all 3, you get the full effect. So with this lock, you don't have to worry about him being destroyed. He's there and he's just sniping their back row. So he's your sniper and you have your full protection and everything. Like, this deck has so much potential. Like, you can go from there. I'm gonna try to capture some videos of different plays, but you basically can see its max potential. And then even if you don't go this route, you don't have to go links. There were 3 darks. Like, there were 3 darks. You can super poly. So even if you didn't go him, they're 0 attack. Let's say you negated something that they played, 4,000 directly, 2,000. That's 6 already. Then you can super poly the 2 darks or the 3. And go either Predaplant or Starving Venom, and that's game. So super polys, you're pushing for a game. Like, or you can just clear boards depending on whatever they set up. If you have the right fusion for it, just clear their board and go from there. But I'm gonna leave it at that because it's already a long video. But so much potential. Thank you, Konami, for making my old deck super relevant, super fun, and super competitive. With locking down the field, they can't do nothing. So yeah, tell me how you like my build. If you like it, and if you don't, it's okay. Everybody has their own version, but I love my version. So much potential. And like I said, you don't need an extra deck, but extra deck unlock more potentials for the pilot. Like, it all depends on the pilot.